Hi everyone, I'm Alexa Townsley and this is my narrated PowerPoint presenting my EbD curriculum review on Grade 1. The unit is called Agriculture Around Us. Throughout this screencast, there are 3 questions I'm going to answer. They are, how would you describe this curriculum unit to another elementary teacher? What strikes you as being particularly helpful or beneficial in this curriculum? And what concerns you in this curriculum, or what suggestions do you have for improving it? So to begin, for the first question, I noticed these 2 sentences in the overview and they stood out to me as a brief summary of what the unit is all about. They are, students are challenged to develop systems to manage Earth's land, specifically soil, as they explore agriculture and the production of food. And the other one is, integrates concepts of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics through the environmental context of soil and conservation. So then after I would tell them about these quotes, I would go through and describe each of the things that are involved throughout this unit. So as for length, it depends on the frequency and duration of the time that you have. Each building block in the curriculum is about 6 to 8 weeks, but some lessons take 20 to 30 minutes while others can take several hours, so it all depends on which lessons, so that would affect how long it's going to take for the entire unit. The lessons are taught on a 6E learning cycle, which they stand for pre-evaluate, engage, explore, explain, elaborate, and post-evaluate. There's various learning targets throughout this activity. I can show you right on here. Here's some big ideas. So like technology is created, used, and modified by humans. And then there's also various objectives. You can see there's a whole list here. So there's a lot of learning targets. And then for standards, they revolve around technological literacy, English language arts, national science education, and mathematics standards right here. These are many of the standards that are involved. So you can see there's a great list for each of these topics. And then I would go on to talk about the assessments for these lessons. There's a pre-assessment, formative assessment, and summative assessments. So I can show you right up here the pre-assessments. It's the KWHQ chart, which is the know, what, how, and questions, where students recall what they know about a topic, what they want to learn about it, how they're going to learn about it, and then questions they might have about it. And then the think aloud strategy, where students respond to a given prompt, said right here. And then there's formative assessments as well, where you can think, pair, share, 3, 2, 1 reflection, and exit ticket, and right here are the descriptions of each. For example, like think, pair, share, students think individually, discuss with a partner, and then share as a group. The STEM notebook is also mentioned as a strategy to use to track progress along the way. And then there's the summative assessments. It just says there's design challenges along the way, like lesson 18, and then selected and constructed response items, like in lesson 20. And then again, I mentioned the lesson sequence and the glossary. So on the website, the lesson sequence gives you a description of each of the lessons, how it'll be done, and then a time frame of how long it might take. So that's for all of the different lessons, the different stages of ease, as you can see there. And then the glossary, it has a lot of important vocabulary that's mentioned throughout. So this could be used for teachers and students to just point out important terms throughout the unit. And then there are also a bunch of resources that are listed. The resources are all different websites and literature that relates to the unit that could be helpful for teachers. And then there's a materials list. So right down here, shows all different materials that are involved, and then there's also a material safety data sheet. So this just talks about things that are important to keep in mind when working with children. So each of the lessons actually say whether there are safety concerns or not. And then the last thing I want to talk about is how each of the lessons are explained thoroughly. On the side of the website, there's the pre-evaluate folder. There's engaging, exploring, elaborate. As you can see, they're each split up in different folders with content in each of them. So it's easy to navigate kind of for teachers to go through and see what they need to do step by step. So then I would move on to question number 2. What strikes you as being particularly helpful or beneficial in this curriculum? So I wanted to talk about the STEM integration. I feel like there's a lot of things going on that involve all aspects of STEM. Just again, from the overview, it directly says that the curriculum aims to integrate concepts of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and particularly in this unit through environmental context of soil management and conservation. And then something else that I really liked is that all the activities are pretty hands-on and fun. For example, in Engage Lesson 2, so you can see students talk about seeds, that all flowers come from seeds and how they're important, what they need to grow and everything, like air, water, nutrients, and light. And then they actually get the chance to plant seeds and learn more about that. So I think it's cool that they are applying what they know through this program. And then I like that each of the lessons says about safety. It's something important that we don't always directly think about when planning a lesson or anything. So, for example, in Engage Lesson 4, there are no safety considerations. It says none right over here. But then in Elaborate, Lesson 17, right down here, it talks about how safety goggles might want to be worn and that safety should be handled. Safety should be gone over when handling the toothpicks since they have sharp points and everything, and you're working with a young grade. It's only grade 1, so they should touch up on that as well. Something that I also found helpful is that there's teacher procedures, extensions, assessment, and supporting files under each of the lessons. Like right down here, it says teacher procedures, step by step, what the kids are supposed to be doing. There's extensions, which allows you to extend your lessons, add more opportunities for the kids. And then there's assessment, like how they could be graded. And then there's also worksheets and everything provided, so the teacher can focus on the actual presentation of the lesson and the information and getting that across rather than all of the side work that goes along with it. And then after that, the third question is, what concerns you in this curriculum, or what suggestions do you have for improving it? So this part was a little bit difficult for me. I thought the lesson was pretty good. It was just I didn't think there was many things wrong with it. But just in general, the lessons are interconnected, unlike the EIE units. So within the curriculum, they all are based off each other, so it wouldn't really be as beneficial if they're taught alone, like the standalone EIE units. This isn't always bad. It allows students to learn information as they go, but it means that a large amount of time must be allotted to spend on this unit to fully get the information across. And then something else I wanted to mention is the navigation of the website. In general, I didn't feel like the lessons were too easy to navigate. At first, I did not realize about these teacher tabs down here, or these tabs for support, because they're just small and at the bottom of the lessons. So I didn't see that at first. So personally, I like paper better, and I think it's easier to navigate rather than going on the website, clicking through the different tabs and everything. So that's my only concerns, and I don't think I have any improvements to make, besides maybe a paper copy would be more helpful for people like me who are more visual learners. And that's all I have to say, so I hope you enjoyed my review. Thank you for listening. Bye.